Hi guys, and welcome to Gigi's World. I'm Gigi, and today I am going to be showing you guys how to meal prep on a budget and at the same time still make it healthy. I will be meal prepping for 5 days, and I will only be making lunch for those 5 days. So I went to Trader Joe's and I bought some all-natural chicken thighs. I bought organic broccolis, organic white rice, and organic sweet potatoes. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to start cooking my rice, since this will take about 20 minutes. So there are my 2 cups of rice. The next thing I want to do is just go ahead and run water through it until the rice water stops coming out cloudy and then it comes out clear. Once the water is clear from rinsing it, then you know that your rice is ready to go ahead and be cooked. So let me go ahead and rinse my rice. Okay, so now that I've gone ahead and rinsed my rice, I'm ready to go ahead and add the other ingredients that I will be adding to my rice, which will be butter and salt. I personally like adding 1 tablespoon of butter per cup of rice. So I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of butter since I have 2 cups of rice. And then I'll just be adding some salt to taste. Okay, and here are 2 tablespoons of butter. I've gone ahead and pre-boiled my water. So the ratio is 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cup of water. So let me go ahead and add this butter and salt to my boiling water. Let me go over and do that. I want to just go ahead and kind of dissolve it until it comes off of the knife. Then I want to go ahead and add a little bit of salt to taste. Okay, that's about a teaspoon. So now let me go ahead and add my rice that I have already washed. And just go ahead and throw it in there. Go ahead and give it a little mix until the butter fully dissolves in there. And then I'll put the cover on and set it on low heat for 20 minutes. Okay, so now that my rice is going, I've gone ahead and pre-washed 6 of my small sweet potatoes. So since I want this to be done fairly quick, I'm going to not bake them this time. I'm going to go ahead and put them in a pan. I'm going to saute them a little bit and then add a little bit of water so that they can cook really fast. Okay, so with that being said, I want to make sure to go ahead and cut my sweet potato into smaller slices. So actually, before I go ahead and start cutting my sweet potato, I'm going to go ahead and add about a tablespoon of coconut oil to my pan so that it can go ahead and saute a little bit. Let me go ahead and do this real quick before I start cutting the sweet potato. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting up or slicing my sweet potato. So I want to do pieces that are fairly small so that it can cook fast. I'd say this is a good size, and then I'll just go ahead and cut it in half. So the sizes are about the size of a half a finger. I'm choosing to leave the peel on the sweet potato. Some people like to peel it beforehand. I actually like it, so I leave it on. So one of the good things about sweet potatoes is that it has a lot of vitamins and minerals, like vitamin A, and it's good for our skin. And it's also a complex carb, which your body takes a little bit longer to digest, so it doesn't turn into sugar right away. So sweet potatoes are a great healthy food to eat and a good choice of carbs. Okay, so here is the finished product. Now I'm going to go ahead and transfer it to a different plate and then take it back so that it can start sauteing. Here we go. So now let me go ahead and take this over and saute it and show you guys how I cook sweet potato faster than baking it. Let's go. So you guys can see that my coconut oil has melted. So let me just go ahead and add the sweet potatoes. And the heat is on low. But now, since I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and turn it up to medium. And then just start sauteing it. I want to go ahead and saute each side for about 2 minutes. Okay, so my sweet potato has been sauteing for about 2 minutes. So I'm going to give it a quick mix. You see how it's getting wonderfully browned right there. Now I want to go ahead and let it saute for another 2 minutes before I add the 1/4 cup of water so that it can cook. Okay, so it looks like my sweet potatoes have browned enough on each side and the timer is over. So I'm going to go ahead and add the 1/4 cup of water. Okay, so I'm going to give it 5 minutes. These babies are totally done. Now, let me go ahead and turn off my pan and let it sit there until I'm ready to meal prep it. I'm going to go ahead and get started with my chicken. So the first thing I want to do is just go ahead and transfer it to this bowl so that I can spice it up. The spices that I'm going to be using today are this all seasoned salt, this organic no salt seasoning, and some salt. So let me go ahead and throw the chicken inside my bowl. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt. I added, I'd say, about 1/2 teaspoon. Then I'm going to add some all seasoned salt, which has various spices in it. I'm going to add a little bit of that. Okay, so then I'll add about 1/2 teaspoon of this one. Then I'm going to put on my other glove and give it a nice mix before I take it over to the pan to cook. So I'm mixing all the spices onto my chicken. Now it's ready to be taken over to the stove top and cooked. So let me go ahead and take this glove off and then let's take it over. Okay, so I had already turned on the pot, so now I'm just putting the chicken in there. Now I'm gonna let it cook. I'd say about 5 minutes on each side. Flip it all over and give it 5 more minutes and then check on it. And again, I'm going to just go ahead and leave it on medium heat and just let it cook with its own liquid that it's producing. Okay. That's looking very tasty. Okay, and I'll give the chicken about another 10 minutes to go ahead and finish cooking. Okay, so when you're cooking your chicken, you want to just go ahead and keep turning it around about every 5 minutes until that you see that it's cooked well, like so. It looks like this chicken is pretty much done, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn it off now. I'm going to go ahead and open my frozen bag of broccoli florets. I'll go ahead and throw it in my spinner. I'm going to give it a rinse. Okay, so here are my broccoli florets. And I'm just going to go ahead and spin this so that all the water gets out, and then I can go ahead and bake it. Okay, so I've gone ahead and lined my baking dish with some parchment paper so that nothing sticks. Now I'm going to go ahead and transfer my broccoli florets. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of butter. I'd say about 1 tablespoon of butter, sliced very thinly and just kind of spread on top. And then I'll go ahead and add some salt. So let me go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle Himalayan salt on top. Okay, so now it's ready to go in the oven. Okay, so this is what my broccoli florets look like. Now let me go ahead and take it to the oven, which I have gone ahead and preheated to 350 degrees. Let's go. Okay, so So while my food finishes cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get my containers to meal prep my food ready. So this is the container that I use, and I have 5 of them. I bought this off of Amazon, and I love it because it's glass and there won't be any plastic leaching into my food when I put it in my oven to go ahead and warm up. So I'm going to just go ahead and take the lids off of all of my containers and have them ready. So when I'm ready to eat my food, I simply put it in the oven for 20 minutes at 350 degrees. And then it's ready to eat up, and I get to enjoy my healthy, pre-prepped meal without having to do any work but put it in the oven. Okay, so the alarm for my broccoli is going off, and this is the last thing that we were waiting for so we can start meal prepping. Let me go ahead and take it out of the oven so we can go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my chicken over and start putting it in the containers. Let me go ahead and grab it now. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in the smaller side. And I'll just go ahead and start filling each one. And if I have a little bit left over, then I'll start putting the additional in each container. So it's about a chicken thigh per container. Now I have about this much left over, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this into smaller pieces and just fill in my containers. So let me go ahead and grab my rice now so that I can start putting it in. And it looks perfect. Okay, so I'm going to measure half a cup and then put it in the containers. First, I'm going to just go ahead and give my rice a mix so that it fluffs up before I pack it. Okay, then half a cup. Here's half a cup. Now I'm going to put it in my container, like so. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is grab my sweet potatoes and start putting it in the containers next. Let me go ahead and grab that. I'll evenly distribute it so that the same amount goes into each container. Like so. Okay, so the last step to this process is adding the broccoli, and I will do that now. Now, since I'm meal prepping now and the food is still warm, I'm just gonna go ahead and let it cool down, and when it cools down, I will put on the lids and put it in the refrigerator and have it ready so that I can just eat it whenever I'm hungry the following day for lunch. So this is how you meal prep for 5 lunches on a budget and still keep it healthy. Look at how delicious this looks. I want to thank you guys for tuning into my channel, and if you like this video, please go down below, like it, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell so that next time I upload a video, you guys will be notified. Thank you and have a great day. And here are my meal prepped meals. Doesn't that look great? Yummy. I can't wait until I have this for lunch tomorrow.